Hey fans, me Aaron for a comic show. It's a great week of comics. It's the 19th of September. Next Wednesday, September 26th, is going to be huge. We'll have Heroes in Crisis #1. Here at a comic shop, we'll have artist superstar and all-around handsome man, Clayman, the main man, not Lobo, Clayman, here at a comic shop from 6 to 8 doing a signing. It'll be awesome. It's free. You just buy the $3.99 comic and he'll sign it for you. You might have to wait in the line because there might be a lot of people. I don't know. We'll see. But that's next week. And this week, the biggest book to me is actually the biggest book. It is Batman Damned. Look how it is oversized from a standard comic. And yeah, you know, that's kind of, there's people that will complain it won't fit in my short box. I can't bag and board it. I mean, if you have a magazine size bag and board, you can bag and board it. It'll be a little taller, the board, but I don't know, you can squeeze it on in. But here it is, Batman Damned, book 1 of 3. It's coming out every 2 months. The next one is, I think, November 21st, if that is a Wednesday. It's somewhere around then. But this was an amazing book. This is the Jim Lee variant cover. The back cover, the Joker is dead. It's mature reader. It's the first appearance of, I'm either calling it Batwang, like a play on Batwing, or Bruce Wang, because you see Dick in here, and it's not Grayson. It's Bruce's Wang is in this book, and he has a nice tight ass and all that. It's relevant because it seems to me, and I'm speculating somewhat, but it seems to me that one of his suits is possessed and cursed and is out killing villains unbeknownst to him, perhaps. The greatest joy I had reading this book that I didn't know about is when I got to, like, I don't know, it's in the preview pages they've shown, and we get to, oh, who the hell's narrating this book? The original unreliable narrator, one of my favorite characters, John Constantine, is narrating this book. It's awesome. I don't know if he'll be narrating all 3. He narrates this book, and it has appearances of all the key magical characters, heroes in it. Constantine, dead man who looks sick. Instead of spandex red, it's a musculature red, like his skin's removed. It's creepy. Zatanna's in it, Enchantress is in it, and there is a mystery with Bruce's dad that might be part of the curse. I don't know. I mean, pure speculation. I have a wild conspiracy theory on where this book is going, but I'm not going to mention that here. Azzarello, whom you probably know from other Batman work and from 100 Bullets, is writing it. Lee Bermejo is drawing it, and I've loved this guy since his Joker hardcover. He did Batman Noel. His art is just beautiful for works like this. I stress that it's mature reader. I think any Batman fan that is over 18 or over, will enjoy it. I have nothing but good things to say about it. I loved it. Moving on to the regular Batman book. Here's issue 55. Here's the Matina cover. This is the issue where there's some heavy shit going down with Nightwing. It might be spoiled online already. I'm not spoiling it here, but trust me, there is some heavy ass shit going on that happens to Nightwing. And it's going to be all over comic fandom, and it was intense. And Tom King's handling it. I love Tom King. I trust Tom King. He's not going to write afraid in this industry, is what he told me at San Diego when I asked him a question at his panel. It was a great story. I'm looking forward to what happens in the future for Dick Grayson. Legion of Doom is taking over again, a single issue of Justice League with issue 8. Batman Who Laughs is in here. Batman Who Laughs gets recruited for the Legion of Doom. And look at this Jim Lee Joker cover. It's creepy beautiful. Like, look at this. This is awesome. I've been told it's already going for overcover price on eBay. We have plenty because I ordered the crap out of it here at a comic shop because I know people are going to want this cover. So we'll have plenty. But grab this up while you still can at cover price, wherever you're at. Great story, great cover. And also, if you weren't getting the Justice League yet, waiting for the trade, and you read Metal, I implore you to get Justice League No Justice. It's out this week. It is Snyder. It's what he's doing between Justice League, between Metal and Justice League. This is the connective tissue between Metal and the Justice League book. And to understand the totality and understand the forces and all that, you really need to read this. And it's good. I enjoyed it. It had a nice character mix that we haven't seen in the Justice League book as of yet. And then finally for DC, another Tom King book, Mr. Miracle. This book is so freaking sad with the baby and Darkseid, and Darkseid is, and Orion wasn't, and now Scott Free is in a bind. And this issue, there's one more after this. There's one more after this. This ended in a ridiculous way that had my head freaking spinning about where this fits in continuity and how it has an impact on other continuity, or how other continuity has an impact on it. Very, very weird stuff going on here that I really need to know from the next issue. And it's not so much that, yes, this is a totally standalone story of these characters that is wonderfully done and very personal, while it also has huge stakes for Apocalypse, Darkseid, and the New Gods. But this Darkseid looks nothing like the Darkseid that we've been seeing in the other books, in the Justice League books, in Metal, and all that stuff. And why? And it looks like it's going to sync up in some way next issue. I can't spoil it because I don't freaking know. I read the last few pages like, what the hell is this shit? I'm just going to look at this panel for about 5 minutes and soak it all in, and I still have nothing. But I was entertained. Moving on to Marvel, Return of Wolverine. Soule and McNiven, the same people that killed Wolverine, are bringing him back. McNiven seems like he's channeling Barry Windsor-Smith in here, and that's a great thing. I love this issue, full of action, and we have a Wolverine who doesn't remember his past lifetimes, is unlocking those lifetimes while he's getting revenge, full of crazy action. I have to stress that. It's not like Wolverine sitting on his hands like, oh, I don't remember. No, he doesn't remember, and he doesn't give a shit. He's out actively kicking ass. They've stolen lifetimes from him, and he's getting them back. I really enjoyed this issue. I'm ready for more Logan. This was a surprise. The Amazing Spider-Man Annual 1, Legacy numbered Annual 43, The Ties That Bind. It's Saladin Ahmed, who I am ignorant. I didn't wiki him. I don't know what he's written before, but I do know that I love this issue. I loved it. I came in thinking, oh, that's a cool cover. I guess I have to read it because, you know, customers are going to ask me about it. Doesn't look like it has anything to do with the regular series, but, you know, I got to read it. It's kind of my job. So I start reading it, and I'm like, what the hell? This is the story of the symbiote that becomes Venom. On Spider-Man, Spider-Man doesn't know it's alive yet. And that symbiote that becomes Venom narrates the entire story and is doing some crazy things to Spider-Man while he's sleeping. And then it gets to the point where Peter, Spider-Man, has to do something to, I guess, not die from sleep deprivation. And it's the origin, the point of why the symbiote hates Peter when he had nothing but love, friendship, kinship for Peter before that in its own twisted way. In one single story, this encapsulates everything anyone would need to know or want to know about the black costume Spider-Man, why he had it, why he got rid of it, why it hates him, why it found Eddie, who also hates Peter, and I'm ready. I'm ready for this guy to write a Venom Year One. Let's go. This was awesome. I'm sure some of this stuff is going to be picked up on in the many things Marvel's doing with Venom, but this is a solid one and done single issue story. Beautiful art, beautiful cover, great writer, and I think he's going places. If he hasn't already done great things that somehow I'm ignorant of, but that book has him on my radar, and I'm sure he really cares about that. So anyway, Infinity Warps, Soldier Supreme #1, written by the same guy that's writing Infinity Wars. It's a mashup of Steve and Steve, like Steve Rogers, Stephen Strange. And it's because Gamora is nothing like her father. So when she gets the gauntlet, instead of killing half the people, she folds them in half and makes them all merge together. And this is a story about the US government doing these experiments, and maybe some people thought it was science, but they were being tricked, and it was actually occult bullshit. And now we have an occult bullshit super soldier supreme, and how is our society like with that? Highly entertaining, and if this does anything for you, if you want a Captain America, Doctor Strange that looks like Hulk Hogan put a mask on, this is for you. And then finally for Marvel, Venom 6. I can't say enough about this book. This was the culmination of everything. The first arc is done, and they just burned it down. They burned it the F down. This was, they built it up, they burned it down. I can't wait for next issue. And I can't say more or else I'll spoil stuff because it's, I don't know, it's great. And then my biggest push for indie books, creator-owned books this week is Burnouts. This is Burnouts #1. I loved it from the premise. And here's the premise. There are aliens taking over, like Invasion of the Body Snatchers, but the only people that can see the aliens are people that are effed up. Like whether they're drunk off their ass, are high as F, they can see it, no one else can see it. So these young people, these teenagers that are high and delinquent, look like they're just like causing random damage to people and property because, you know, no future, punk rock, they don't care, daddy didn't hug them. But really, they're actually saving all of our asses and getting no credit for it, and that's the premise. So if that does anything for you, like it does for me, I loved it. And it's kind of like a retcon of, you know, my delinquent teenage years, that, you know, I wasn't just self-destructive, I was actually destructive, sure, but destructive to save us all. And that's what this story is. If you want to imagine yourself like that, get it. It's a fun story. I can't wait to see where it goes. I really enjoyed it. And then finally, franchise book of the week, Rick and Morty presents Sleepy Gary. Yes, they did a one-shot about Sleepy Gary. Now, if you don't remember Sleepy Gary, he was the guy in that episode with Mr. Poop Butthole where he was there and everyone had memories of him being married to Beth and all that. And, you know, obviously he didn't survive the episode, or did he? Is there more? Was it something Rick did, or is it something Rick does afterwards? Because you know Rick hates Jerry. And, you know, this could be the anti-Jerry. So anyway, this is a great one-shot. If you're thinking about skipping it because who cares about this character, don't. Because who cares? This show, stupid, irrelevant, nuance, obviously can be entertaining as hell, like Pickle Rick. He turned himself into a pickle. I could say that before you watch the episode and you're like, that sounds dumb as hell. But now you have like 3 different Pickle Rip versions of Funko Pop. So anyway, oh, and also the next one-shot is Pickle Rick in November. And that's it. That's the week that is. Seriously, check out Batman Damned next week, Heroes in Crisis. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.